Imagine this. You are sitting in a crowded Tokyo subway train. Clean, silent. Everyone around you is composed, still, going about their morning. And then, someone near you sneezes into their hand, and then that same hand reaches for the overhead rail that everyone is holding. In Japan, this moment is not just uncomfortable, it is genuinely, deeply offensive. Not because Japanese people are rude, but because their relationship with cleanliness operates on a completely different level than most of the world has ever considered. Japan consistently ranks as one of the cleanest nations on earth, not because of better infrastructure, not because of stricter laws, because of something far more powerful. A culture that treats personal hygiene not as a minimum standard, but as a form of respect. For others, for shared spaces, for life itself. And when Western visitors arrive in Japan, there are 7 specific hygiene habits they carry with them that Japanese people find, quietly but unmistakably, revolting. You almost certainly do at least 3 of them right now, without even knowing it. Here is what they are, and here is why. Once you understand the Japanese perspective, you will never want to do them again. Habit number 1, sneezing openly and blowing your nose in public. In Western cultures, sneezing is considered unavoidable. You cover your mouth, sometimes, and move on. Blowing your nose in a restaurant, on public transport, in a meeting, this is considered normal, acceptable, even polite compared to sniffling. In Japan, it is the opposite. Blowing your nose in public, loudly, openly, into a tissue, is considered one of the most offensive things a person can do in a shared space. It is the equivalent, in Japanese social terms, of belching loudly at a dinner table in the West. The reasoning runs deep. Japanese culture is built around the concept of Meiwaku, the harm or inconvenience caused to others. Exposing people in a shared space to the sounds and presence of your bodily functions, even involuntary ones, is considered a failure of social responsibility. Japanese people who feel a sneeze coming will often suppress it entirely. Those who cannot will cover their face completely and immediately apologize. Nose blowing, if necessary at all, is done privately. In a bathroom, never in a shared space. The tissue is then disposed of immediately and hands are washed. Not wiped on clothing, washed. What to do instead? If you need to blow your nose in Japan, or if you simply want to adopt a more considerate habit, excuse yourself. Find a private space. And never, ever blow your nose at a dining table in front of others. Habit number 2, wearing outdoor shoes inside the home. This one is not just disgusting to Japanese people, it is almost incomprehensible. In Japan, the Genkan, the entryway of any home, is a sacred threshold. The moment you step inside a Japanese home, your outdoor shoes come off. Always. Without exception. It is not a rule that needs to be stated. It is as automatic as breathing. The reasoning is not merely about dirt, though the logic there is obvious. Every surface your outdoor shoes have touched, pavements, public toilets, transport floors, gutters, is brought into the home the moment you walk in wearing them. In a culture where people sit on the floor, eat at low tables, and sleep on futons laid directly on tatami mats, this is not just untidy. It is genuinely, hygienically appalling. But the Genkan represents something deeper than hygiene. It is a psychological and spiritual threshold. Outside stays outside. Inside is clean. Inside is sanctuary. Studies have confirmed what Japanese culture has practiced for centuries. The average outdoor shoe sole carries hundreds of thousands of bacteria, including E. coli and other pathogens. Walking these through your home onto surfaces where children play and where food is prepared, Japanese people find this almost impossible to understand. What to do instead? Remove your shoes the moment you enter any home, Japanese or otherwise. Keep a pair of clean indoor slippers, and never, under any circumstances, walk through someone's home in outdoor shoes in Japan. Habit number 3, showering only in the morning and going to bed without bathing. In most Western countries, the morning shower is a ritual. You wake up, you shower, you start your day. Showering at night, if it happens at all, is considered optional, an extra. In Japan, it is the reverse. And the difference is not just preference, it is philosophy. Japanese bathing culture is built around a concept that most Westerners have never consciously considered. The idea that you should never take the outside world into your bed. Everything you have accumulated throughout the day, the pollution, the bacteria, the sweat from the commute, the residue of the city, all of it comes with you under the covers if you do not bathe before sleeping. your sheets, your pillow, your sleeping environment, all of it absorbs what you carried in. In Japan, the evening bath, Ofuro, is not a quick rinse. It is a dedicated ritual. You wash your body thoroughly outside the bath first. Then you soak in clean hot water. Not to get clean, but to rest, to transition, to release the day from your body and your mind before sleep. Japanese people who learn that Western adults regularly go to bed without bathing first are genuinely and visibly disturbed by this information. What to do instead? Try shifting at least one of your showers to the evening. Wash before you sleep. Notice what it does to the quality of your rest and to how you feel about your bed. Habit number 4, going out in public while sick without wearing a mask. Before masks became a global conversation, Japan had been wearing them for decades. Not as a political statement, not as a pandemic measure, as a basic, everyday act of social consideration. In Japan, if you have a cold, a cough, a sore throat, you wear a mask. Not because the law requires it, because the alternative, spreading your illness to others through uncovered coughs and breath, is considered a profound act of Meiwaku, an imposition on others that a considerate person simply would not make. The Western tendency to push through illness, to attend work, social events, and public spaces while visibly unwell and unmasked, strikes Japanese people as both reckless and deeply selfish. Your personal inconvenience of staying home or wearing a mask is weighed against everyone else's right to not be infected. In Japan, there is no debate about which takes priority. This is not about fear. It is about a fundamental cultural assumption. Your hygiene choices in public spaces affect other people, and other people matter. What to do instead? When you are unwell and must be in public, wear a mask, stay home when possible, and begin to see public illness management not as a restriction, but as one of the most considerate things you can do for the people around you. Habit number 5, double dipping, shared utensils, and careless food sharing. In Japan, food sharing is done with extraordinary care and awareness of hygiene. When sharing dishes, which is common, separate serving chopsticks or spoons are always provided. Your personal chopsticks go into your own bowl only. The serving utensils go into the shared dish. The Western habit of double dipping, dipping a chip, biting it, and dipping it again, is considered genuinely revolting in Japan. Not dramatic, not overstated, genuinely, quietly revolting. You have introduced the bacteria of your mouth into a shared food source that everyone at the table is eating from. Similarly, the casual Western habit of taking food from a shared plate with your personal fork or chopsticks, without hesitation, is noticed by Japanese people and quietly but clearly found offensive. This is rooted in a concept called Kegare, the idea of ritual impurity or contamination. While not everyone in modern Japan consciously thinks in these terms, the instinct runs culturally deep. What touches your mouth is personal. It does not belong in shared space. What to do instead? When sharing food, always use serving utensils separate from your eating ones. Never double dip. And when eating Japanese food particularly, observe and follow the etiquette of those around you. Habit number 6, eating and drinking while walking in public. This one surprises many Western visitors to Japan. In most Western cities, eating on the go is not just acceptable. It is celebrated. Coffee cups, fast food bags, snacks consumed while walking. This is simply modern life. In Japan, it is considered unhygienic, disrespectful, and frankly, a little undignified. The reasoning is multi-layered. First, waste. When you eat while walking, crumbs, wrappers, and spills go into the shared public space. In a country that has almost no public rubbish bins, yet maintains extraordinary cleanliness. This is because people simply do not eat in public spaces in the first place. There is nothing to throw away. Second, presence. Eating is considered an activity that deserves your full attention, not a task to multitask alongside movement. The idea of gulping coffee while rushing to a meeting, common in every Western city, reads to Japanese observers as a kind of frantic, undignified relationship with food. There are specific areas in Japan, festival streets, designated food zones, where eating while walking is acceptable. But in general, public spaces, commuter trains, and certainly inside shops, it is simply not done. What to do instead? Eat your meal at a table, at a counter, or at minimum, standing still. Take the 3 minutes to actually eat. The coffee will taste better. The food will be enjoyed rather than consumed, and you will not be quietly judged by every Japanese person in your vicinity. Habit number 7, inconsistent hand washing, and a general casualness about hand hygiene. Japan has some of the most rigorous hand hygiene practices in the world, not because of fear, because of a deeply embedded understanding that hands are the primary vector through which contamination travels, from public surfaces to the mouth, eyes, and nose. In Japanese schools, children are taught hand-washing protocols as a fundamental life skill. Not just washing hands, but the specific technique, the specific duration, the specific moments when hands must be washed. After using transport, before eating, after touching public surfaces, after any contact with potentially contaminated environments. The Western casualness around this, the quick rinse under cold water for 2 seconds, the skipping of hand washing after public transport, the touching of faces without thought, is something Japanese people notice immediately and find deeply troubling. Hand sanitizer dispensers are available at the entrance of virtually every public building, restaurant, and shop in Japan. Using them is not optional social performance. It is genuine, considered hygiene practice that everyone participates in. What to do instead? Wash your hands properly. With soap for 20 seconds, using correct technique. At every critical moment, carry hand sanitizer. Use it after public transport, before you eat, after touching shared surfaces. And understand that this single habit change probably has more impact on your health and the health of those around you than almost anything else in this list. 7 habits. Sneezing openly and blowing your nose in shared spaces. Wearing outdoor shoes inside the home. Going to bed without bathing first. Going out sick without a mask. Double dipping and careless food sharing. Eating and drinking while walking. And the casual, inconsistent relationship with hand washing that most of the Western world has simply normalized. None of these habits are the result of bad character. They are the result of a culture that never asked a fundamental question that Japanese culture has been asking for centuries. How do my personal hygiene choices affect the people around me? That question, and its honest answer, is what separates Japanese hygiene culture from almost every other culture on Earth. It is not about perfection. It is not about fear of germs. It is about the quiet, radical idea that cleanliness is not just personal. It is one of the most profound ways we show respect for the people we share the world with. If this changed how you think about your daily habits, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to Inside Ancient Wisdom. Mata ne.